Hey everybody, this is Dean FM, Dean Fraser Milford, here for your creature comfort, and today I wanted to do another reaction video. This one is going to be to Omir Odom reacting to insane LGBTQ and woke TikTok. First and foremost, y'all know probably the angle I'm probably going to be coming at this with, and I'm not from the right, so I'm not right. I'm trying to be as humble as possible and trying to be as timid as possible because I don't want to give people the impression that I'm trying to be severely hostile, because as I said in the past, in a country where there is so much hostility and so much volatility already, I don't think it's in a country that we're all stuck in together. I think I never want to move or push towards any sort of like civil war thing going on. That's not what I would back my sisters if it's at that level. My sisters are like, come on, queen, let's get on. Let's get our swords. Let's get our tridents. That's the one thing. I'd catch a grenade for you. Period. And please make sure to check out all my stuff. It's in the link down below. I got my music and all that stuff. And yeah, I also want to make sure that you understand that as a Black queer creator and as a Black queer person in the world and in this country, I understand that there's always a specific struggle, and every struggle is valid. I don't want to downplay the position of a queer person in America, a queer person on YouTube and whatever they are doing and whatever they are pushing out. I'm going to judge that, but I don't want to judge the fact that they might be in that position and they might not want to be in that position. And I don't know how they could have been socially impacted and kind of been, I don't know. I don't understand how Black people are in the conservative community, but I understand that there are a lot, and a lot of them have voted for Trump and all this type of thing. There's also many things that I am very defensive about, including trans issues and non-binary issues and all this stuff. Talk about people who are cringe and what does it say? Insane, LGBTQ and woke TikToks. I guess woke is bad. Like, comment, and subscribe. And everybody is welcome here.
Fat people deserve a safe, comfortable ride.
I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours.
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year's. My name is Omir Odom and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to a plethora of just crazy TikToks. I don't know what we're about to get ourselves into, but I know when it comes to these TikTok reactions, I have to have a drink because I just, you know, some of it I just can't deal with, because
like
it genuinely surprises me how people think this way and feel this privileged and entitled living in America. But needless to say, without further ado, let's just dive right into this.
New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County, bitch. They don't play. That's why I asked for county.
Gummies. I love this video. I have seen this one. These are girls reacting to the new laws passed in California where they basically made everything stricter. Because before, you know, you had all the lootings and robberies happening in California in mass droves. Well, now, thankfully, they're being more strict on the crimes. And these girls just fucked around and found out because there are new laws and now they're getting charged for felonies for stealing. They were stealing in a Sephora and then they got tracked down and they got found, and now they're getting felonies. And it's what you deserve. I'm tired of living in this state where everybody's getting away with all this looting and robberies and crimes. No, we need to put the law down, and people need some decorum. Like, I'm all for enhancing the laws and getting people in more trouble, but we really need to focus on our culture and stop promoting degeneracy, whether it be through our music, through the attitudes, or the TV shows. I mean, a lot of it is just Black culture. It's just the Blacks. It's so sad. Unfortunately, I really do wish the people that look like me could act better, because we see things like this where, you know, oh, it's a felony, so now you want to act right because you know you're going to get in trouble. So the whole time you really knew that it was bad to begin with, but you weren't being a good, productive person for society. Got it. These people are just, you know what?
Ooh. These people, he just went on and on and on, brother. He sounds a little angry. It also kind of seems like when I see this channel, and by the way, I unsubscribed. I clicked that unsubscribe in fury. And the anger. Yeah, like, because these are not the times I think that these conversations should ever be played with, or moving into this point is that every Black struggle is valid. It is valid, definitely, and I think that we, unfortunately, have to find a way to come together in that sense, but because I feel like we're going to get into some queer stuff, which I'm not going to be very happy about. But I think that what he's saying there, the point that I agree with would be that they should not have stolen stuff. But I think that also when I've had this conversation with other people, there should be some understanding as to the depth as to how people feel about laws and how people feel about things going on, and to have passion for culture and to have passion for what we do and what society should do. He says it kind of rough, don't he? There's a way to be kind of calm about these things, but I think that what I feel is through his channel, there might be a lot of benefit to him, or benefits that he has experienced by being more angry and being more angry. I personally, actually, also have found myself enjoying people who are more heated, I guess, in a reaction. There seems like a lot of pain there, don't there? We're talking about the blacks. I don't agree with that, but as a black American, as a black queer American, he has his own struggle and his own story about trying to fight right now in this part of the video. And he just said quite a bit right there that was quite angry. And, you know, I'm going to try not to pause as much. I'm not going to react to the whole video. And I just don't commit crimes, but don't think about people who commit crimes too much. Like, circumstances are valid. Sometimes create situations that not everybody can explain or understand the mindset behind. So I don't know. But that's not the blacks.
The instant justice in this video is profound, and I'm here for it.
I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?" My girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am." And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, "No, I'm talking to him," pointing at me. Our jaws were on the floor, and we decided to leave because it was just a bad vibe after that.
Okay.
And just a few minutes ago, I was at another restaurant for lunch, and they showed me my seat and said, "Here you go, sir."
That's how Lily makes me feel. That's so cold. I just started this video, and now it's already gone. Here's the deal with Lily. What frustrates me the most is honestly how entitled this person is. Because I've mentioned it before. We are so fortunate and privileged and blessed to be living in the United States of America. Are there things we need to fix? For sure. But to sit here and gripe about how uncomfortable you feel because someone didn't refer to you in the right pronoun, so much so that you're going to different restaurants and like you're still getting misgendered. Well, one, you don't look the part. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but like it's obvious that if everywhere you're going you're being called a man, well, what do you expect? It's so saddening to see a person who I want to give the benefit of the doubt, seems like they have good, there's no good intentions there. You go to the restaurants and you act a fool, you complain, and you get the waiters in trouble. I don't know what to tell you, but to sit here and complain so much day in and day out, nonstop, all the time, really negatively impacting people's livelihoods and their careers.
There might be some history.
You want to go around and pretend it ain't cute, it ain't cool.
And then I left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. And I went to a new restaurant and I asked, before I sit down, where's the bathroom, please? And they said, "Oh, it's right this way, sir." And I just left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. If you're a server in the food industry, you don't need to use words like sir or ma'am. There are ways to be respectful without using those words. And if you get it wrong for someone like me, I will probably leave the restaurant.
And they don't need your business. The world doesn't revolve around you. The people aren't going to bend every knee to you. If you look like a man, you're going to be called sir. If you look like a ma'am, you're going to be called ma'am. That's just what it is. And I'm sorry that people are...
Oh no, America. Oh no. So in terms of the pronoun thing, would I say that's why we need to just eliminate pronouns? I don't think that that's something that's gonna happen anytime soon. So that's not something I think that it's worth putting a lot of energy into, because I think a better way to say that would be just people need to be more respectful if you're not sure. I think that there's pretty much somebody calling them sir is kind of, quite frankly, just blatantly being rude, and people have done that to me. And I'm the type that I'm not gonna necessarily fight about that right now, because I'm not using anything but he pronouns to begin with. So, but like, if you see me with the makeup and the dress and the hair and the front and plump, lip plump, you're gonna be. I'm like, this person is just wearing something that is definitely very gender non-conforming, and for a waiter to say that, I mean, there's been times where people have called me sir where I did not think that it was as harmful or they were trying to be as rude, but I think there is something to be said for not everybody's going to accept that. Not everybody's going to want to deal with that. Not everybody's going to want to put up with that. You need to be respectful. Debate me from hell to high water. There's no way in hell, in the fiery pits of the hell, that you're going to tell me that this picture, especially if they would be that. You can't just, that's why I say, I think that the word they is so beneficial, way more beneficial than people realize, I think, because it's just such a neutral pronoun. We should all just use the word they, but for now, very appropriate if you see somebody who you don't know. You don't call this person a he without asking, at least. Like, if somebody comes up to me and it says, "What's your pronouns?" I personally say he and thank you. That's a nice thing to ask. I think it's a very respectful thing to do, but people just really do throw out the word sir and he and all those things. I can attest to that myself. It makes me uncomfortable, even though I am a he by thing. I'm like, but I really think I look prettier than that already. I know that doesn't mean. But I want to have some, like, gender euphoria mixed with the people just being able to vibe with me. The sir make me confused and make me more concerned about my gender. Make me think about my gender. Maybe that's what's needed, but I don't think there's a lot of people who are going to pass so much, girl. Again, the anger too. What's up? What's tea?
Are clocking you. It's just what it is. And if you don't want to be bothered so bad, but you keep wanting to go out to eat, you want to eat good food, but you clearly don't want to be bothered by waiters, you don't want to be misgendered, then you need to eat at home. At this rate, it's just sounding like this person needs to use my coupon code to sponsor HelloFresh. It's apparent they want the quality of a good meal, but they don't want to be bothered by a waitress, so just eat and cook at home. Per box while your subscription is active in the United States. Also, my link and QR code are valid in all countries, and their respective local discounts will apply.
I've hurt some feelings with this one, but we have the Black community to blame for racism still existing. Even though we didn't create racism, we are the reason why we're still oppressed. The Black community is very picky choosy. As soon as white people do something racist towards Black people, we are quick to speak up about it. But when Black people are doing harm to their own community, it's silent. Just in case you've been living under a rock. The Black community is colorist, texturist, featurist, transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic. I mean, we accept pedophiles in our homes. Yet we've normalized all those issues and...
She's not wrong at all. Black people are to blame for racism still existing. I've always said the math and the data is not racist. It's just the proof is in the pudding. I hate being profiled, but to a certain degree, it's like, what can I expect? The majority of the people that look like me...
The problems are there, but they are not unique. The systemic issues that we face are a completely different issue than the problems within the Black community. There's definitely a lot of issues within the Black community. I think the Black community needs to just basically say out loud sometimes those are the issues that we need to face, but a lot of those issues are unfortunately just facts of life that are put upon us. Many of them are placed, actually. You just kind of have to move through life. You gotta live. I don't know. Racism especially is just, what?
Are my age, are acting a fool in these streets, are rarely productive in society, are really a good life for us. What do I expect? It's like we get hate for saying things like that. I get called a coon and Uncle Tom, and I don't care, the list goes on, but I'm just being honest. Like when we're looking at all these looting videos, the crime videos, the people acting a fool, all the worst parts of our society, you see a common theme. I'm sorry, it sucks. And like, I'm so glad that there's other Black people out there calling it out for what it is, and you know, we're to blame for it.
Delusional enough to think we're able to fight racism while our community is so divided. I hate to be the one to say it, but y'all need to hear it. The Black community needs to start taking accountability. You guys are way too silent about the issues in our own community. Very quick to ignore it and sometimes perpetuate it. That is why the Black community has gone nowhere and why we will continue to get nowhere. Y'all want change?
Well, not quite.
Y'all want racism to end? It starts with us coming together. But we cannot come together. We
do need to come together.
Live in a society where we've normalized Black people only fighting for certain Black lives.
That's all it is. It's all it ever has been. It's all, like Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. That's exactly what it is. How many times and how many people are being killed by other Black on Black crime in all these major cities? How many Black people are just, responsible for all the murders and robberies? But as soon as a white person does something to a Black person, now you want to help and holler, now you're up in arms, now you're scared, now you're feeling oppressed. It's like, it doesn't add up. The math doesn't math.
I just got my gender change on my driver's license in the free state of Florida. My God, Ron DeSantis would be screaming right now if he knew about this. This little license now says female on it. It doesn't.
I don't think we ever should have allowed that, ever. I don't know how we go back on that. I guess like you make them all expired, or like you resubmit your birth certificate. I guess you could do that. Everything's null and void. Everybody starts refresh, and then like you don't get your ID, you're just like, you get in trouble. I guess we could do that, but I don't think we ever should have allowed.
What are you in support of?
To like change your legal documents on the gender. For you to be trans and go from male to female, that's fine. Whatever, you're an adult, do what you want. But like to actively change your birth certificate, to actively change your passport, to actively change your driver's license, that's something that I personally disagree with, because I think that it should all default to biology when it comes to actual documents, because it is a safety issue. Like imagine a doctor finding you, like you're hurt and it's just female, but like you have a whole like just flops out, you know? I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts below, but I don't think this should have been a thing that has ever been accepted.
I can't show you because then you would know way too much about me, but it says female. This was the last step in changing all of my documents. This was not easy. You're not even supposed to be able to do this in this state. Here's the loophole. Here's the loophole. Listen up. If you're replacing your driver's license.
What's up with everybody on TikTok exposing themselves? Here's the loophole. You're not supposed to do this, but here's how I did it. That's not smart.
Since I'm not renewing it, but replacing it because you lost it, they have to take all of your information from what they consider a primary document. A passport, is considered a primary document, and you can self-identify on your passport, which means, loophole, you can self-identify on your Florida fucking driver's license. So my passport says female.
As you should be able to.
I showed it to them, and they made a bunch of copies, and they had a whole fucking team meeting in the back. I shit you not, there were 8 people that were like looking at it, looking at me, looking back, and I swear I was like, I just felt like I was gonna cry. It's so humiliating sometimes to be in a hostile state. Like, if you live in a hostile state, you know what I'm talking about.
It's so humiliating being in a hostile state. I'm pretty sure this is the same person. We have to look this up. I'm pretty sure this is the same person that...
Well, okay, first of all, we used the word hostile, and that word kind of sits with me a little bit because humanist God bless her soul. And she knows, she understands hostile, I guess, doesn't encompass that, right? That there is going to be aggression as well. So that's not something to play with. He's going to mock it. I guess I don't let him finish, but...
This is the same person that walks around in a dress with a bulge. Props to you for packing. But walking around in a dress with a bulge and identifying as a woman and having woman on your passport and your driver's license, that's insane. That's actually crazy. And
why? You know how much time that takes? I mean, come on.
It bums me out. The whole trans shit. If anything, really, get it away from me. Like, the LGBTQ+, we've talked about this before, it does need to split. But I, as a gay man, and my hubs over there in that room, have nothing to do with this person. And we don't need to be in the same community. We have nothing in common, nothing alike. I don't want to be associated with these.
To be honest, I want to ask the people in my audience. I know that there are some smart people watching me. So when it comes to the word transsexual versus transgender, I have heard that transgender is also something that could be applied to me. Because when I think of myself and I talk about myself as a femme, when I see other femmes, I know that it's probably not the best to like view yourself and compare it to others, but it's like, I think that I'm much more done up than a lot of other femmes tend to be on a daily basis, 24/7, even to bed. I think it's a little deeper than that. So if that was the case, and I feel like it's a little more than being a gay femme or being a femme gay. So, and I hope that this is the best terminology. I'm in the community. So me, like, would I be transgender? Because I know that transsexual, I heard, it's not completely different, but I heard it's like a A to B, female to male. Whatever transition you are going through. Point being that, you know, I align myself and I ally myself and I find myself akin to transgender people and trans people, people who are under that umbrella, the LGBTQIA+ spectrum so much. But I march with you, standing with you, and there's nothing that I feel makes me better than a trans person because I choose to use he pronouns and have my pronouns disrespected to a level with the sir. Somebody called me young man, like, what was that, a month ago? Okay, young man. I'm 31.
I don't think that we should be changing actual documents with what you identify as. That sounds a little backwards to me.
Why? What are they getting out of it? That
the caption of this video says, a man in Ireland was sentenced to 3 months in jail for protesting a drag queen event in a public library. The judge said that he carried out a violent attack and children had to be shielded from his use of words for prostitutes and grooming.
So people can protest or no?
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, people can't just accept, like, people are gonna have a reaction, just like how we have reactions. That was a reaction. That was a reaction. This is a reaction game, boy.
It's too much going on. We already know what happened.
That is chaotic, but
I don't think there's nothing wrong with what that dad was doing. It is wrong. There's no reason why you should be having drag queens reading to children when they're literally employed by a club and everybody throws ones at them and they dance and they strip. If we had a stripper go to an elementary school to read books, everybody would be up in a fit. It would be an uproar. It would be seen as totally unacceptable and not okay. But just like that clip in Family Guy, I'll post it here.
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
it's interesting the Family Guy's being used in an anti-trans context. I do want to end this here because this video is going to go out, and I don't want to, first of all, use this content too much, and I also respect that I have not watched the rest. If anybody wants to say, oh, you didn't hear them all out, well, yeah, I don't have to hear them all. He's doing a compilation reaction. Okay, with the schools and stuff, he's talking about them being strippers. A lot of them are fully clothed. First of all the ones that go to the school are going to be fully clothed. That's the one I support, at least. I don't think that there's any reason why you should tell me that they can't be, and I'm sure I can insert a picture right here. Sorry, I made you do that extra editing work. Mr. O'Meara, Let me let him finish what he has to say about the drag queens and that.
All the time, because if you don't allow them to do what they want, you get called transphobic, a bigoted, and the list goes on. Because they've been fed this gold platter of just, hey, society accepted you, hey, you can do what you want, say what you want, everybody's gonna love you, everybody's gonna accept you, hip hip hurrah. When we shouldn't have done this in the first place. I'm all for accepting someone as they are and how they identify as.
You're not.
When you mandate it, when you try to force it on somebody, that's when you cause a problem. When you tell people what to do and you mess with their children, they're going to get up in arms. None of this trans shit was ever an issue ever before those two things came into play. When trans people minded their business, they did what they wanted to do, they were fine. When they tried their hardest to pass, they were fine. But now all of a sudden, you get these grown men with furry beards and bulges going in the women's bathroom. Not okay.
This
all
is
of a sudden,
weird switch that you do there.
Trans kids, not okay. All of a sudden, you got drag queens trying to read books to children, not okay. Leave these damn kids alone.
That's your opinion.
Stop mandating and telling other people what to do, and I promise you'll be fine, and you'll be left alone.
You're not telling anybody what to do. In fact,
you're not going to be left alone.
We're offering some education, like
shit.
Okay, so yeah, that's enough. Like I said, it's a compilation reaction. Amir, tis a problem. There was a lot of problems in there. Now, I don't want to say nothing that's going to make me seem kind of weak, but in a way, I kind of feel bad for the way he's talking, because it sounds like a lot of what he's saying is just kind of, it's just all anger. And I try to like smile a little bit. Like, is he smiling a lot? Like, I am like my teeth. So you're comparing drag queens to trans people. Please don't do that. Please don't make that jump. He's also making the jump saying that live your life, it's all good until you want it on paper. And I would like to know exactly what it is he's concerned about. I'm assuming that he's concerned about like the bathroom situation with that, but they're going through a whole lot of time. Like, does it bother you that much? Like, are you saying that an RMV is taking too much time? Like, I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm assuming it has to do, well, he also gave the example of at the doctor, like, what if the doctor doesn't know and then it just flops out? Well, but I think that there's some dialogue. We're not just walking, just flopping. We're not just, what are we? We're not just inanimate objects. We're very smart people. We're very intellectual. And a lot of them are going to actually have more knowledge as to, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. A lot of them are going to have more savvy as to the hospital situation. A lot of them, unfortunately, have to go through a lot of the procedures. It's not unfortunate, but you know what I mean? And there's also a lot of complications that trans people are going to have to go through. If you're in a hospital bed, how would they not know by then? Is the nurse even allowed to lift it up without knowing the gender? I think they would figure that out. Everybody deserves to be understood, deserves to be respected. Just like you deserve to be respected, brother. You seem a little hurt. Got some pain to the game. I'm going to say that there's no shame. But I'm going to say that there's no way there's nothing much we can do. I mean, it's such a weird time to be honest. It's just really, it is not going to be a perfect answer to any of these things. I don't think that, as I said, the Civil War would be the best answer, or like any sort of thing like that. I don't support physical things going on. I don't support violence. I do support, however, understanding of circumstances and not harping on violence in the context of racial conversation. Please make sure to not send any hate or anything negative or anything inflammatory or like threatening. Let's not do all that. Let's not do all that. We on the peaceful side. We on the hippie, dippy, trippy, pretty. I gotta cover up my picture of Diddy. Put like a rainbow X on top. I didn't even know that there was Diddy back there. Come on now. Not Diddy, woman with a Viddy. Okay, I'm gonna I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.